Welcome to Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, a podcast providing education, information, and mostly inspiration that will help you become the best version of yourself. Join host Jackie Boyd for engaging and intriguing conversations. Now, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trust and Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. Can you believe this is episode 21? I'm so excited because this month marks the year anniversary of my podcast launch, and I'm so excited. Before the end of this month, I hope to be at episode 24, but I'm so excited that you joined us tonight for episode 21. I have a very special guest. Listen, the Jackie Boyd Podcast comes on every second and fourth Tuesday of every month, and we bring you people who have something to say. That's right, people who can inspire you, who can encourage you, who can educate you about what's happening. We're on all your major podcast platforms. We're on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, and soon to be on Instagram. So check us out. All you got to do is go to Trust, Then Know, K-N-O-W. Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. So listen, as promised, I have a very special guest, my friend, my very dear friend, Miss Marcia Brown. Hi, Marcia.
Hey, Jackie.
Marcia Brown is a phenomenal staple in the Jacksonville community. And when I tell you there's not a kid, a child in this community who does not know Marcia Brown's name, all children do, all kids do, because she has touched the lives of so many. She has a heart for children. She has a daughter of her own, but she probably has over hundreds of adopted kids that she has just brought into her heart, brought into her home, and into her organization, Teen Leaders of America. So Marcia, welcome so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jackie.
Absolutely. So listen, tonight's episode is parenting X, Y, and Z. Because we know that those Gen Zs, Gen Xs, listen, they can sometimes. And I had an episode earlier this year with my daughters that was entitled The Generational Divide. You know, I'm right at the edge of a millennial and a boomer, and my kids are Zs, right? And there's a divide sometimes. So your baby, my lovely baby, Miss Morgan, how old is Morgan now? 18. And so the challenge with parenting these Zs, these X's, and the Ys can sometimes be a bit overwhelming. But Marcia has the blueprint, because through Teen Leaders of America, she's touched the lives of so many kids. So I just want to jump right in with TLA.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's first talk about you a bit. You know, you've raised Morgan. When I met you, you had just become a single mom.
Yes.
And so take us through that journey a bit.
Wow.
that was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
17 years ago.
So keyword had just become, because I was married, had Morgan. And that whole process in itself was a challenge, right? Going through a divorce, pretty much with a child, was just a challenging thing. I mean, she didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I tried to keep her life as normal as possible between me and her dad.
Okay.
And she never questioned it. It seemed like everything was normal because she spent a lot of time with me. She spent a lot of time with him. So that really was a transition. But I didn't know until later on how difficult that was, because her life felt so normal that over the years, when she realized her parents were really not together, that was a challenge for her. Whenever other people came into her space, or my space, his space, it's like, wait a minute.
Right.
She didn't really realize we were together. So I don't think there's I don't think parents really know how to do it in the right way, but I don't think it's just extremely easy for a kid.
Right. It absolutely isn't. I mean, I've had my own experience with that. As a matter of fact, you know, when we met, you know, my daughters were Morgan's babysitters at times, and we really supported each other. As a woman who also was divorced, and then a year later I consider myself a widow, because we were still connected to one another. My kid's father passed away. Michael died. I know what that feels like, that separation. And just like you said, I kept my kid's life full.
Yeah.
Every time the doors of my church was open, Hopewell Church, used to be First Baptist of Mandarin, they were there. Awana, Bible study. You know, my daughters were creative students, La Villa, DA. My son did sports. Their lives were full, but I didn't realize until later that the void that I was trying to keep them from feeling actually was really there.
Yeah.
And then it shows in other ways.
Yes, it does.
And so through counseling, I think you shared that you went through that. That's what helps us to understand how we need to fill those spaces and how we need to acknowledge it and be real with it. Yeah. But you did a great job. I mean, and even with that, there are challenges, obviously, but you did a great job.
Yeah.
Because your baby now is in college. It may not be a perfect situation for any of us, but the fact that she graduated, she's in school, on her way to figuring it out, that's a great thing. So a testament to you. So let's talk about community. Kids having the community, not just the parents, but other people to help bridge the gap and to support them.
Yeah, so that's definitely critical, because even now, when you say things like, that's a testament to you and you have the blueprint, I'm like, it's hard, because even right now, I go through challenges with my daughter. And when I'm working with other kids and other teens, sometimes I'm like, Lord, how am I pouring into other teens and I'm at home having challenges with my daughter? So that's become very difficult. And it reminds me of, like, when you mentioned church, I think about pastors that I've seen over the years and seeing the things that their kids go through.
Right.
And that they have to every Sunday stand up there and deliver the word and encourage other people. And I've felt that. Right. I feel what it's like to be behind the scenes, literally feeling like I'm fighting for my child.
Yes. Woo, baby, listen. We know the fight is real. The fight is real. And I remember something my pastor said, and Pastor Williams, if you're watching this, listen, I have said this to so many people so many times, so thank you for sharing that word from the pulpit, which is a good parent talks until they're blue in the face. You don't stop talking.
Yeah.
Because at some point, the word says, train a child the way he or she should go.
Yeah.
And when he's older, he won't depart. Give them something to fight with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what we give them to fight with is we keep talking, even through tears, even on our knees, being, scarred up through praying. You keep talking.
Yeah.
You do not stop talking.
You keep talking, you keep praying, and that scripture that you just said, I have leaned on that. I'm like, Lord, you said, you promised me that she's not going anywhere.
That's right.
And as I sit here, I'm still leaning on that scripture. So
that's right.
But the community has been beautiful.
Yeah.
Your girls.
Yeah.
My aunt, my mom.
Yeah.
She's had just a full community, teen leaders, staff.
Yeah.
Who have circled around my child.
Right.
Other parents.
Yeah.
That I've, teen leaders, students that I've worked with, and their parents have come back to really support my child. Other teen leaders members have come up to mentor my child. I have one at FAMU right now. And I called her, and she said, Miss Marcia, whatever you need. She's in her third year at FAMU. Morgan's a freshman. And she's like, whatever you need. And just being in Tallahassee, knowing I had a list of kids that were teen leaders' kids that I could call to support my child.
Isn't that amazing?
It was a blessing, because for a number of years, I'm like, Lord, I'm sitting here encouraging all these kids and being there, and I'm literally praying for my child in middle school and high school. And so that has been, I feel like, God just saying, I got you, I got her, everything that you have poured in. But yeah, I mean, to have to stand up all the time and just be there for other kids.
That's right. Yeah.
And then come home and I'm like, Lord, am I giving enough to my child? Am I being enough for her? So yeah.
The word says, cast your bread upon the water and will not come back void.
Yeah.
So when you've casted upon so many kids, Marcia. Yeah. You have been, I've seen it firsthand. Being a part of the Teen Leaders family, being a part of your family personally, being a board member, my kids being a part of Teen Leaders of America, I've seen it firsthand. So trust me, my dear, it's not gonna come back void. This is just adding to the testimony. Keep praying, keep fighting, keep talking. Pastor, thank you. Keep talking till you're blue in the face, because it will take root. At the right time, it's gonna take root. Yeah. So, no, she's good. She is so good.
Thank you.
You are so good. Man, I didn't expect us to start this so early in the episode. But no, for anybody watching, man, if you're a parent raising children, even with two parents, you can have a two-parent household.
Yep.
When God gives us those kids, he gives them to us for a season to raise, and then we have to trust him with them, right? Yep. And it doesn't matter. You can have a two-parent household, and they are going to do, God gives us all free will.
Yes.
And it's a certain time when they stop listening to us. But there's a time when we are their God in their eyes, right? And then the world, just things just start happening.
Yeah.
And they start figuring it out. And that's what I say, she's figuring it out. All to figure it out. So,
yeah. And something you said, a God in their eyes, I think that's a challenge too, because they don't realize some of the things that they go through. We're still going through it at 50 years old, at 40 years old, at 30. We're still trying to figure it out. When they come and talk about boyfriend, girlfriend issues, I'm like, yeah, he get on my nerves too. And so we're trying to be there for them. But I think because they see us as these gods and these heroes, they don't really understand. Or like we were just talking about a teen that feels unseen, right? How many times do we feel unseen? But we sit there and we try to encourage them, because that's what we
do.
And we try to encourage them without constantly putting ourselves in their space. Like, girl, I'm going through that too.
Right.
And some of them can understand that and feel that, but some of them feel like, well, you telling me about yourself and you're not listening to me. So it's kind of hard with that generation to really, be able to relate without, and still be an ear.
Exactly. Yeah. I was sharing with a young lady and I said, Lord, thank you for allowing me to pour into her. She's not a young mom, but she's younger than me, and she has a 14-year-old who she was ready to and I listened, I let her vent, and then I said, get her, resist the temptation to unleash, go to dinner and talk, because there's something under this that's driving how she's acting. You know what I mean? And I could only share that because I experienced it myself. You know what I mean? And so we are meant to be a comfort, right, to those who need comfort, because we've ourselves needed it during times of challenge with our kids.
Right.
So just, we just have to keep moving. And I think the part about them seeing us as some mini God, and they don't think, we have any issues. I was just sharing with this same young lady, I said, listen, when I thought my daughters and my son were at an age that they could now understand what reciprocity is. Okay, that is a concept that children don't understand.
Yeah,
even some adults don't. Okay, but relationships are reciprocal, right? So when you have the mindset and the maturity and the wherewithal to understand that the way I treat others is going to be a direct reflection on what comes back, okay? And so everyone is not going to turn the other cheek, right? So you have to respect another person's feelings and boundaries, right? So when my daughters were old enough to understand that, I said, listen, you know what it feels like when someone doesn't treat you with regard, because you yourself have those relationships now. I was able to use that for me. As your mom, I'm your mom, but I still have feelings.
Yes.
Things still hurt me. I still cry. I still wonder. I still get afraid. You know what I mean? And so I think when we think our kids are able to understand that, we got to let them see that we are human. You know what I mean? I'm not just a bank and an Uber in a Publix. You know what I mean? I have feelings too.
Credit card.
In a credit card. So we just got to keep talking, Marcia. Yeah. So okay. So now with teen leaders, I talked about how you've poured into so many kids. Let's talk about teen leaders a bit, because I think your love, obviously the love you have for your own child and just your heart, God gave you a special kind of heart. It was easy. It was an easy bridge for you to find Teen Leaders of America. So TLA, Teen Leaders of America. So let's talk about that.
So for me, I was in prayer a lot about what's my passion. So that's why with Teen Leaders, I'm really strong about that now with our teens. Because I was doing that at almost, in my late 20s. And what's my passion? What's my purpose? Why am I here? And I was in the IT industry. I was making really good money, but I was really miserable. And I was like, okay, what if I could do anything and really enjoy it? What would it be? But I was already doing things. I was working with Inroads, and I'm a product of Inroads and alum. But I was like volunteering for it, still working with the youth. I was doing Miss Atlanta Teen behind the stage, working with youth. So just Delta Teen pageant, everything I was doing in my spare time was youth related.
Got it.
And so I was like, okay, if I'm working with youth, what am I gonna really do? Because I don't want to go out and do something that everybody else is doing. But then I realized there was a big gap in just programs that would keep teenagers, like that middle school and high school, engaged.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of those programs were income-based. The ones that were like a Upward Bound, they were all income-based, zip code-based. And so I wanted to do something that could touch any kid, regardless of who your parent was, how much they made, it doesn't matter. So at the time I was living in Atlanta, and so there was nothing. There was no type of teen program that was focused on that. My focus became like the middle income family. Okay. So I met with another girl there and another lady who worked at Clark Atlanta. Clark and Morehouse were very open to giving us space. I met with people. I said what I wanted to do. Now, I was from Jacksonville in Atlanta, just starting this business, not knowing anybody. So I just went and talked to people. Like literally, I spent my lunch breaks. I was working for Turner Broadcasting in IT at the time. And I would spend my lunch breaks talking to people.
Wow.
And seeing if this could work in Atlanta. And so once I got space, I said, okay, how much would it take me to run a summer camp on campus? So Morehouse and Georgia Tech were right next to each other. So I kind of used space in both places. I worked at Turner, so it was right next door. So I said, okay, how much is going to take me to run a summer camp? What would the kids need? Okay, they're going to need a snack. They're going to need, I got a little bit of money for space. And I put out flyers. I got a website. I paid for the website, paid for a logo. And I put out flyers during my lunch break.
Wow.
I went to schools. I put the flyers out. I went to companies where parents worked, and I put flyers on cars. And I said, okay, we're going to run a summer camp.
We're going to run a summer camp. Okay.
We did a mail out. At the time, I had a partner in Atlanta who helped, who's no longer she's no longer with the organization. But so we ran the first summer camp, and I was literally at Turner during the day and running across the street at Georgia Tech. I had the girl who worked at Clark, she was off for the summers, so she helped us in the summer. So it was me and the other girl who worked at Turner, and we were both like during lunchtime going over to the summer camp.
Wow.
And we had workshop presenters who were people who worked on campus, who came and really poured into the lives of the kids. We took a week and we went to University of Georgia, but I took a week off to do that. And we did the stuff we're doing now, like workforce development, entrepreneurship classes, just all types of activities, college tours right there in the AUC and all of that. So that's how it really started. And the first summer we wanted about 20 kids. We had about 12, but I talked to another entrepreneur in Atlanta, and she ran a math company. And she said, when I started, I had 10 kids, and I treated them like they were gold.
Wow.
So those 12 kids, we gave them everything. Even though it wasn't a number we wanted, we gave them everything. Next year, we more than doubled that summer camp. Morehouse gave us free space. They told us we can have the overnight. We had kids that came overnight. They gave them housing. They advertised the program on their website, and Atlanta just kind of really adopted it.
Wow.
So fast forward moving home, because I got pregnant and was like, okay, I want to come home with family and raise my child here. I brought the program here. And so it started with doing work for free for the city of Jacksonville. I partnered with the Bridge, who became Boys and Girls Club. And I just did workshops for their youth for like little to nothing, just to kind of see what was going on in Jacksonville and work with the teens here. And that's how it grew.
That's how it grew.
Yeah.
You said so many things. One, you said, I was asking myself and praying about what was my passion. You know. Two, you got to spend money to make money.
You have to invest in yourself.
You got to invest in yourself. You invested in yourself with your time and with your dollars. And three, you didn't worry about the numbers.
No.
You said you poured and gave those 12 kids everything, as if it was 1,200.
Yeah.
That is remarkable, because so many people are looking for the big thing, the big crescendo. You know what I mean? Again, I'm gonna cite something a sermon my pastor preached, which is I don't know if this is a topic, but he said, stop looking for the touchdowns and just be happy for the first downs.
Yeah, the plays. Yeah.
Just be happy for the plays. And you were happy for the plays.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And so many times, what the things we miss, because we're looking for the big thing. We're looking for the big crescendo. We're looking for all the, but you were just, I'm going to be faithful over these few, and he's going to make you ruler over many. God, that's remarkable. I don't think I've ever heard, I knew that you came from Atlanta.
The details.
I knew, but I didn't hear all the details.
Oh.
I didn't hear all the foot traffic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I came to Jacksonville, I redid the foot traffic. I would take my lunch breaks, and it was crazy because when I moved here, like I told you, I was pregnant, and this was another time where I lost a child, and I'm like, how am I doing this for teens? And God takes my child. Like that was a really hard time for me, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And what kept me going was I got a call from the city, from Parks and Recreation. And they said, I want you to come over and do some workshops. And I'm like,
wow.
You know, because I'm going through grieving. I'm losing my kid.
Yeah.
So I went and did it. And those kids gave me life, and I didn't get paid a dime to do that work. But, yeah.
Woo! Here it goes again. Here it goes again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everything you did was so biblical.
It was and I didn't know it was biblical.
And you didn't know it was biblical.
No.
You were just doing.
Because I prayed for what's the passion?
What's the passion? And when you ask God for something, you better be careful, because he's going to give it to you. It may not come the way you want it to come, but he's going to give it to you, because here's the thing. Give out of your need. When we give out of our need, guess what? God is he's going to blow our minds.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we think, oh my God, I'm grieving over my own kid, and you want me to come in, but you did it. You did it. Girl, listen, all I gotta say is you better have some wide doors, because the floodgates will continue to just pour out. Because everything you've done, Marcia, again, I knew a lot, but I didn't know all the details.
The details, yeah.
You know, you've been moving and flowing in a very methodical, biblical way. You know, and just the things that God tells us to do. And you've said, if you give and do to the least of them, you've done it to me. And so there's not I've been in those rooms in TLA programming and different things, summer camps, where some kids have tried to talk about suicide and had some real major issues. I've been on college tours. Yeah. You know, when I've seen some things, and you love those kids. You never judged.
Nope.
You've never judged. You know what I mean? I was around the days when you had Teen Fest at UNF. You know what I'm saying? Huge events. Kids from all walks of the city, from all schools. And there you were, in the trenches. Foot traffic.
In the trenches.
Foot traffic in the trenches. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the other thing you said is that you did free workshops for the city.
Yeah.
And then the city called you. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And we met through Reggie. Hi, Reggie. We met through Fullwood.
Yep.
And I was working for him at the time when he was a state rep. And he says, I want you to meet my friend Marcia, because you all went to UNF together, right? And the rest is history.
Yeah.
And teen leaders were just moving. And I've seen the growth, right? You started at EWC, but now, and then you went to JU for a stint, and now you have your own space.
Yeah.
God continues to blow your mind.
Yeah, and you know, when you say it that way, it sounds like this smooth.
Right. Just a smooth transition. No. No.
Yeah, it has been a fight. Yeah, it has been a fight the whole way.
Right.
The whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a good fight.
It's been a good fight.
It's been a good fight.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So now, I know you've received like accommodation and acknowledgement from the state, from the city. You were on a national stage not long ago, weren't you? Somewhere at DC?
Yes.
Just imagine, from where you started and where you are now, that's just incredible. So let's talk about the funding for teen leaders, because again, and you're still not income-based. You still service wherever the kids live, wherever the parents live, whatever their income is, you're able to service them. Okay.
So in the beginning, I was very strategic, like you said.
Okay.
And even though I really needed money, I kept a job so I wouldn't have to just do anything, right, for funding.
Yeah.
So I only applied for funding where I knew I could reach the target audience. So if it was funding that said, oh, these kids have to be in this zip code and they have to be in poverty, and I just didn't apply for it because I knew that wasn't my market. So I kept servicing for free. Okay. Now, back then, a lot of the money that we had for workforce development for like Gen X, Gen Y wasn't there.
Yeah.
There was all the funding back then was early education based.
Got it.
So, I'm on the campus of EWC, but I'm in free space. And when we're doing activities, the parents who, can put their kids in a college tour, they paid to go on a college tour.
Got it.
But we still did it at nominal rates. But now the funding through Kids Hope Alliance is one. That has been a blessing for us, even though that has been a fight in itself too. It really has. We, when I started, we were one of the only Black-led agencies funded by KHA. They may have been two. And the way we got that was we started out with like about $20,000 for the summer program that they gave us. That was building relationships. It wasn't, and people think, oh, just apply for a grant. And no, it was after building relationships with them for at least 5 years that happened. And then just over the years, we wanted to grow with them, but it was tough to do that because, again, we're competing against communities and schools, boys and girls, like the larger agencies where they normally just fund them. So 1 year, there was a mistake in the funding. That was the year it went from Jacksonville Children's Commission to Kids Hope Alliance.
Gotcha.
And it was almost like we were forced in. Because just things happen, and they had to acknowledge our application at that time. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So, but we were able to prove ourselves, and that was a $65,000 grant. Then I had one school, I had one teacher after school. And so we were able to prove ourselves with that funding, and then from there, we had that opportunity, and we've grown from there. But
wow, that is amazing. So let's just make sure our audience understands the schools. You actually operate the program in the schools.
Yes.
Throughout the school year, you have after-school programming.
Yes.
Okay. During the summer, you have summer camp programming.
Yes, summer programming.
Summer programming.
We don't call it camp.
Okay, summer program. Right. Okay, because camp sounds.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if their students are in those schools that you operate, they can be a part of the program.
Yes.
But they have to be in those schools.
No.
They don't.
They don't.
Okay.
So during the summer, we have kids from Clay, St. John's, Duval, all,
During the summer, but during the school year, they would have to be in those programs.
During the school year, we have some principals. We have some principals that will allow kids on campus who are not a part of the school after school, as long as they're registered with Teen Leaders.
Got it.
So, but we let the staff know, or we let the team know, hey, we have these kids coming from First Coast or Rains or whatever on the bus, and so they're able to join.
Got you. And so the programming that you offer right now, obviously, is college readiness, and you do college tours in the summer.
Yes.
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness.
Okay. Civic engagement.
We do civic engagement.
Okay. Now, wasn't there a component, a mental health or social media something? Was that a combined component? Or?
So we partner with the Youth Crisis Center. They come during the school year and in the summer for group mental health normally.
Okay.
And the parents opt in for that.
Got it. Okay.
They're licensed therapists.
Okay. Are there any other, did you add any other components, any other pillars?
So workforce development
Okay.
is the one that we've grown the most through introducing our teens to trades. So like in this space on Saturdays, they are taking CNA classes, Certified Nursing Assistant. They take a real estate class, and the ones who, and you were part of the first year of that,
Yes.
the ones who are turning 18 and want to get a real estate license, we offer funding for that. There's sewing, there's culinary, serve safe. We just spoke with the Merchant Seamans, so there will be a program coming for that. There's a new apprenticeship program that we meet with on Thursdays.
Okay.
There's a plumbing group that will, there's so many groups that are starting to allow kids to learn at the age of 16.
Wow.
And those are the groups that we're starting to work with because we want to teach them how to, and equip them to be able to earn money early.
Okay.
So everybody's not going to be a content creator. Some people are good with their hands.
Right.
You know, some people need to do other things. I also teach an entrepreneurship class for those who do have their little small businesses or do content creation or whatever. So I teach that right here on Saturdays. So yeah, those are the main components.
Awesome. So there's not a component that Teen Leaders doesn't offer. So whatever area our students, your students need, you have, sounds like. Yeah.
For the most part.
That is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we talked about the funding, Kids Hope Alliance, and you apply for other grants and different things like that. But what else do you do to raise funds? I know you have some fundraisers and different things, but talk about that a bit.
Okay. So the fundraisers, I will also say I want to show appreciation to the Department of Children and Families.
Okay.
They have funded recently funded our workforce development programs and mentoring. And then you mentioned Reggie. That was one of the first funders that we had on the campus of Edward Waters through the Newtown Success Zone. So I am very grateful. United Way, Operation New Hope. I could list a number of them, so I'm grateful for that. But we do have a big fundraiser coming up, which is our largest fundraiser.
Okay.
It keeps me up some nights.
Yeah.
But we'll be bringing in Grammy and Stellar award-winning artist Jacqueline Carr.
Oh, wow.
And she will host a praise party at the Potter's House.
Okay.
So it'll be a full day of activities. We'll have a holiday market, again, right here in our space. On the river, we'll have vendors and food trucks. And we have Brittany from 107.9, Brittany Westcott. We have the One Accord Choir. But not only it'll be a holiday experience, but a spiritual experience for our families, our community to come out. And then that evening, Jacqueline will close it out at the Potter's House.
That is wonderful. What's the date of that?
December 6th, Saturday, December 6th.
Okay, and what time does it start?
Doors will open at the Potter's House at 4.
Okay.
The holiday market will open here at 11 a.m.
11, okay. December 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
And everything's on gospelontheriver.com.
Okay. And how much are the tickets for the for Jacqueline?
So right now, Jacqueline, up until for the next week, the tickets will start at $30 for general admission. So very reasonable.
Yeah.
The holiday market is free.
Okay.
So all the tickets are there.
Wonderful. You heard that. December 6th, 4 p.m. Potter's House, Jacqueline Carr.
Yes.
And then you could start and spend the whole day with us at 11 o'clock and come and get some holiday gifts and some food and other things and just have a great time.
And meet Santa. We'll have Black Santa here.
Oh, wonderful.
As well as the Grinch.
Okay.
Will be in the house.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. That sounds great. I'm excited.
And the Teen Leaders Dance Team.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a new dance team they performed last year at Gospel on the River.
Okay.
So we do have a dance team, and our step team is preparing to compete, but they may step. On the 6th as well. So
outstanding. Man, did I not say this lady had a lot to say? And I didn't expect we were going to have some tears so early in the episode. But tears are good. You know what I mean? They're cleansing, and they keep us very humble. No matter, people see us, and I said this not long ago, like they see you and they just think because of what you do and whatever that they just make these assumptions. But man, all you got to do is talk to people. Just talk to them. And you realize that you're not alone, that other people go through, things just like you, and that most importantly, there's always someone who can give you a word to help you in your path, on your plight, because that's just how it is. That's just how life is. So, Marcia, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am forever a Teen Leaders fan. Teen Leaders poured into my own kids. You know what I mean? I was that single mom, again, wanting to fill spaces and voids for my children. And like I said, while I realized later, I saw where some things we just can't avoid that will happen. It's just the way they have to grow and develop. But during that time, man, the Teen Leaders fill such a huge gap for us. So I'm so very thankful for you for that. So thankful. So listen, guys, I just want to tell you that remember those dates, December 6th for the Teen Leader Fundraiser with Jacqueline Carr. And you're able to get those tickets on, what's the website again?
GospelOnTheRiver.com.
GospelOnTheRiver.com. That's at 4 o'clock at the Potter's House. Tickets are only $30. That is so reasonable. Yep.
And I do want to give a special shout out to our staff.
Oh, please.
Our Teen Leaders of America team.
Yes.
They are a blessing at the schools. Miss Chantrell's at Jackson. She runs that school.
Okay.
Miss Parker. She runs Sandalwood in the summer.
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey. My mother runs the office. So I am super grateful.
Wow.
Super grateful for everything that they do behind the scenes. And
Right.
those are the main.
Yes.
But we have a really good team
That is
behind the
wonderful.
scenes.
I just posted something that if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go far, you definitely need a team. You cannot do anything without a team. And those are the people who have your back, who see your vision, and who know how to double dutch.
Yes.
You need to know how to pivot, turn, go back, forward, up, down, in a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And so some people have the skill sets to do that, and others don't.
Yeah.
So you do have a phenomenal team. So hats off, TLA team. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This was such a special, I was so anticipating this sit down with my dear friend, Marcia Brown. If you have a youth or a teen who, one, you just want them to have something enriching and powerful in their life, you need to check out TLA, Teen Leaders of America. Or you have a teen who needs some support, needs community, who needs some help, check out TLA. Or if you just have a teen that you think is just doing great, check out TLA. No matter what area or space you find your teen in, Teen Leaders of America has something for them. And as she stated, there's so many components, so many pillars of what they offer. So no matter where your student is or where your teen is and their walk, TLA can definitely support that. Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, we come on, Trust and Know, the Jackie Boy Podcast comes on every second and fourth Tuesday. I know we've been a little back and forth with the dates, but we're every second and fourth Tuesday of the month on all your major podcast platforms. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and soon to be Instagram. So check us out. All you need to do is go to Trust, Then Know, KNOW, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boy Podcast, and you'll find all of our episodes. If you've heard anything here today that you like, please share it with someone else. Please let someone know that we're going to bring them people who have something to say, who can help encourage them through information, education, but mostly inspiration. And until next time, whatever you do, find things that you can do to become the best version of yourself. Until next time, bye.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. We hope this episode has left you informed, intrigued, and inspired to become your best self. Remember to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday of the month and Trust, Then Know.